First we start with some dried fruit, and we soak the dried fruit. So this has been soaked in water kefir. I've soaked it, normally I just soak it overnight, but it's been soaking all day as well, so it's well and truly soaked. We soak our dried fruit because dried fruit is so concentrated in sugars, and it brings out some of those sugars, but apart from that, it makes it as the perfect base to make our Christmas cake. So it was completely covered. You can use your creativity with this. I mean, in our downloads, I've given you the amount of ingredients that you can use, like to weigh it, but you don't need to. You can just use all your bits of dried fruit, your organic dried fruits that you have left, that you've been using for throughout the year, because this is the end of the year celebration cake. So I've got in there a handful of dried apricots, the organic, you know, the apricots that aren't orange because they don't have all the nasties on them. So the dried apricots, look at that, it's all plumped up. It's just almost like a fresh apricot again. Some handful of dried figs, handful of dates, about a little bag of sultanas, and a little bag, if you were going by bag size, of raisins. What else I put in there? Some cranberries and some goji berries. See, they're all softened now. And then I put a little scoop of quinoa. I love the mixed quinoa because it puts a nice little colour through there. So you've got the red, the black and the white. That's the quinoa. If you're not familiar with quinoa, that's a beautiful grain to get to know. It's like a rice replacement, but it's alkaline. It's not acidic. It's so beautiful on your body. We'll be sharing that in one of our sauerkraut salads for our Christmas salads. So it's just a beautiful grain. So just a little handful of those, and they're plumped up as well. They're sort of softened. You could almost about it, Lynnie. You could make this as a raw treat if you wanted to. You could add some cacao and some coconut oil, and you could just put it into a little base, and you could put like a nice cashew cream on top, nice little berry compote, just some little berries that you put through your blender, and that would just be a beautiful Christmas dessert that would be raw. But we're going to cook it because we're making cake. So there we go. So now we're going to just add 2 of my girls' eggs. Now that's not a necessity if you don't eat eggs. You could just I've made it without eggs and it's turned out perfectly fine. Or you could just use a gel. So you could just get your seeds, about a 1/4 cup of seeds, 2 cups of water in a little glass container, shake it up, and you've got a beautiful egg replacement, a gel. And you can thicken things and make beautiful mousses and all sorts of things, coconut desserts. So that's a handy one to have if you don't want to eat eggs. Some spice, I'm just going to put some cinnamon in there. You could put some nutmeg, you grate some nice little nutmeg, you can do a little mixture. Don't overdo it. And then we're just going to add some flour to make it like a cake mixture. And that is it. And I can tell you, it is beautiful. So the flour I'm going to use is my own green banana flour. You can buy this green banana flour. When you cook it, it does take a little bit of the prebiotics, a bit like the probiotics in our fermented foods that we eat that we don't cook. But this is for a tasty treat. So in that goes, and we just fold that through. It doesn't need any big mixing. As you can see, it didn't need any sifting. It's just a simple cake that you can bake it into small cakes. You can bake it into a big cake. We're going to do a round one today. So that's about it. You just see how much I did there. So you just keep stirring until you see that that's a nice cake consistency. See that? It's so easy. In that mixture, what I did not say that I had in there, I also had the zest of a lime. I just grated one of the outside of one of my limes, and some ginger. Ginger is very important. You could use your fresh ginger, just a few little slithers of fresh ginger. I love to use my fermented ginger, and I know you're going to say, but you're going to cook all the goodness out of it. Well, look, we're going to be eating so much goodness raw that it doesn't matter to put some in for taste. So in there went a little tiny slither of the fermented ginger and a little tiny slither of the fermented turmeric and a little bit of the brine, because that's done in the lime brine. So that's just beautiful into your cake. Now, if you don't have water kefir, you don't have kombucha, you don't have a shrub, you don't have some old ginger beer sitting there that you can soak your fruit with, just soak it in orange juice. Soak it in orange juice. That will make a cake for you as well. But I'm sure that most of us have have a supply of water kefir or kefir, however you want to pronounce it. Tibicos is its real name, or some kombucha. I've made lots for our celebration drinks. This is one that I have that I actually used to soak it in because I made so much of it, and that's prune and ginger. So I've got a lot of ginger going in there. It'll give them a beautiful flavour. So yeah, so that's my prune one. Look at that beautiful colour. Isn't it lovely? It's very good for people that are those cola drinkers. It's a great replacement and it tastes darn good too. So that's it. So now we just put it into the pan and bake it, and you'll see it soon. I wish I'd be able to share a slice, but you'll be making it. And let me know what you think about it, because it is. Just make sure there's no flour there, that you don't have any little lumps of flour. You don't need to use any mixers, nothing. It's just so, and look, I've had people who don't eat fruitcake and have come and tried this and say, it is just beautiful. So anybody will eat it. My son, he's not a big cake eater and he loves this. It's something that we just have it for celebrations. We don't have it all the time. So there it is. It's in there. See that? I hope I've got it up so that you can see it. Now you can decorate that. Or you can just leave it plain. And when it comes out of the oven, you can put a little smear of a nice jam on there. You can put a little smear of honey on there. You can put whatever you wanted on there, or just leave it perfectly simple. It's lovely in its simplicity. It doesn't really need too much. We'll just make a little Christmas tree. And we're using our mango here, our tropical mango. We're very blessed this time of the year to have some beautiful tropical fruits. We certainly don't have a white Christmas. It's very, very warm, but that's okay. So there's our Christmas tree. Just put him down there, some little leaves. How about we put some little balls on the Christmas tree? A couple of little cranberry balls. That'll be nice. There's our decorated tree. So there it is, ready to go into the oven. Big love. Bacteria.